Hi folks, this is just the review I finally got around to doing on my custom saber from Genesis Custom Lightsabers. I actually got this last year. I just haven't gotten around to doing a review on it, quite frankly, because I've been playing with it so much. So everyone keeps asking me about it, so I figured now would be a good time to actually get this done. The first thing I'd like to point out is that the hilt is a modular hilt system from Custom Saber Shop. It's nothing really too special. I did want a design that was me, and I'm a very simplistic kind of individual. I'm more interested in battling with the weapon and the kind of knobs and levers it has on it. It's got a straightforward red activation button. The auxiliary button is there, and here of course is the recharge port, and also the I guess the safety pin, if you will, that goes in there to keep it from losing power. On the other side, we've got the LED indicator, which Rob has put in for me to let me know what the status of the saber is. If it is going dead or losing power, which seems to take a very long time to do, the LED emitter will actually flash red. You'll notice when I activate it in a little while, this will also have a amount of green light coming through it. That is where the set screw goes in. I have two different kinds. One I can screw in with the Allen key, and another that I simply use that has a little thumb knob on it, which I typically use most often. It's got a standard Covertech clip for my belt. I do spend a lot of time wearing it, mostly because if you look at the speaker here, it emits a very, very high intensity sound and quite loud, and to be honest, it's a very cool thing to have. First thing I'll just go through is I'll just move the recharge port here. Okay, there you go. That tells me that it's on. I've got it set to the Luke Skywalker Hero setting at the moment, so I'll just turn it on so you folks can hear it. It is quite loud, as you can hear. It's also quite bright. You probably heard a sort of a buzzing when I turned the saber on, and that was because the saber actually vibrates. It has a rumble pack in it, which just really sells that whole idea. As I mentioned, that's the LED indicator. Depending on what setting I have it on, whether it's on the iSaber setting, which is the MP3, or I have it just on a saber setting, this LED indicator will change the frequency and rate that it flashes. Again, there's my auxiliary button. Rob made that backlit for me, so if it is dark, I can find it relatively quickly. It's got your straightforward blaster deflection and the lockup. I'd also like to point out that when these are activated, that the blade actually will flicker and change depending on what you're doing. Again, as I said, there's a hole on the other side for the set screw, so don't pay too much attention to that. It's normally covered. De-ignition. And we'll just go through some of the other settings on this. So that's the Vader. Again, a different ignition sound, different blasters, deflection again. It's actually got a force crush sound effect. I'll try and get it to play, but it's kind of difficult to do. Oh, there we go, look at that. And the ignition. Nova Star is another setting. It's sort of the straightforward ignition de-ignition that you hear in most Star Wars films. There's nothing really too special about it. Again, different blaster. Lockup. This one actually has a force push setting. Let's see if I can get this one to work. There we go. So we're on the Luke Bespin setting. sounds similar to his setting from Return of the Jedi, the same type of ignition. This one though, I've arranged that in order to turn it off, I actually have to press my main button and my auxiliary button at the same time. This I did, I went on to the small media card that gets inserted into the saber at the bottom, and I actually changed that setting because I do a lot of dueling and professional choreography with this quite a bit, so sometimes I'll wing the saber around a little bit too quick, and the speed and the sudden stop from the maneuver might cause the saber to actually deactivate itself. So this way I've sort of kept that from occurring, so in order to turn it off I have to press 2 buttons as opposed just the one, so it's very difficult for me just to swing it and it turn off because of the centrifugal force. It might cause it to shut off and hit the switch. This is the R2 setting. It's just a cute little feature that's on here. You turn it on if you hit your you know, it's a cute little feature to have. It makes kids giggle a little bit trying to figure out where the R2 is. Heirloom is the sound font from Luke Skywalker lightsaber from A New Hope. Again, you can hear it buzzing against the mirror there because it's got a rumble pack in it. Again, all the settings have different ignition, blaster, deflection, as well as lockups and deactivation. Because as most true saber buffs know, that the sabers all sound a little bit different depending on the film.